We're here today at one of our listings trying to give you guys an in-depth analysis into how we get a home prepared for the market.
What we're going to do is we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes guide on what we do for homes. So whether we should renovate them, whether we shouldn't renovate them, different people's budgets, just a ton of different material for those that really need help in this.
And this includes everything from staging to knocking down walls to landscaping. I mean, really everything. And with the tools we have at Compass, we can make this happen for you.
So we're going to talk today about whether it's important to sell a house as is or whether you should renovate. There's a lot of different factors that go into whether you should renovate a house or sell it as is. There's time frames, there's renovations, there are over improvements. And the first thing we're going to go over today is timelines. Amit, what do you have to say about timelines?
Yeah, so thanks, Will. So the first thing we want to find out is, because every seller's situation is a little bit different than another one's. Some people have to move right away. Some people can take a year to move. Some people have a job relocation at a certain time. So there are many different factors that we need to look at. So another thing that we look at is disruption. You know, everyone has different lives. Some people have elderly people in their homes. Some people have young kids. And even though you want to renovate sometimes, it doesn't always make sense to renovate, because if there's too much disruption, it'll change your life too dramatically, so it doesn't work. When we go into a house, there are things that we look at first. We look at the floors and the walls. Those are the first two things most buyers will look at. And then we'll go room to room and step by step and look at things at that home and see what things could be improved, what things shouldn't be improved, and we'll also have our experts as well. When we look at a seller's home, we want to look at the competition, and not just the competition in the neighborhood, but other homes that that potential buyer would look at, whether it's in that neighborhood or a different neighborhood. And when that buyer looks at those homes, how is this house going to compare as is? Does it need to be improved? If it's not improved, how is it going to look compared to the competition? Is the kitchen just going to look terrible compared to other homes?
Does your house look like what your neighbor's homes looks like? Does it look worse than those homes? What do you want to get as far as price goes? You know, are you willing to kind of renovate to get that price? If everyone's lawns around the neighborhood are looking bad, that's a good point for you to step in, do your lawn, and have your home step out in that sense.
Yeah, another thing to look at is plumbing, electrical. A lot of the homes in South Florida, the older ones, have cast iron pipes. And do we need to change that? So if we have a potential buyer, they'll know the timeline and it won't disqualify that property from them.
You don't want to over-improve on certain things when they don't need to be over-improved on. Like, for instance, spending $4,000 or $5,000 on landscaping might be all you need, instead of putting in palm trees and all that kind of stuff just to make the house look really nice. Homes can look really nice without all of these super nice improvements. What
most real estate agents tell sellers is, you know, when the seller says, should I improve this? Should I stage the house? Should I renovate the kitchen or bathrooms? Most real estate agents will tell them no. And the reason they do that is most agents know that the sellers aren't really liquid. They don't have the money to do that. The good thing about Compass is we have something called Compass Concierge, where we can front the money to the sellers. We can do multiple things to the home that will give them a higher return on investment. Even though we have this money to spend, we look at the home like it's ours, and we make sure that whatever the money that's going to be spent on the house is going to be money that we get multiple times that money back. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. Everyone has different budgets. You know, some people have money to renovate the home, some people don't. And because we have Compass Concierge, we can front the money and do a lot of renovations up front. But we don't have to. Just because we may have $20 or $50 or $100,000 to use for a particular home, we may only use $5,000, you know, because we want to make sure that that money is really going to make a difference with the home. So you've decided to invest some money on your home to get more money for it. One of the first things that we do, just like you watch HGTV and you see these experts come and see these homes, we bring these people. They'll look at the home, they'll see what needs to be done, what shouldn't be done. In the past, people wanted fixer-uppers, and now they see these TV shows and they want homes done.
People see these homes on social media, they see these homes on TV, and they kind of think, okay, well, this is how the home should be when I go in and see it, which kind of isn't realistic based on, you know, the person's price point and what they might want or not want in a home. So it's kind of funny to see that also disrupting the reality of real estate too.
It'll usually take a few days to get some estimates from them. They'll give us their recommendations, they'll give us some prices, they'll work hand in hand with the people doing renovations so we can sort of figure out the after photo of the home. And by looking at that, we'll work with the seller and see what their budget is, what Compass Concierge allows us to use to renovate the house. And by doing that, we're gonna never overspend on the home. We're gonna make sure that this home was like it was our home.
There's more research into it that just goes into this needs to be fixed. How can it be fixed to make the most money?
For us, we think creating a buzz is huge for a home, even before spending $1 on marketing.
Before any major photos or videos are taken, we've already marketed your house to over 100,000 followers combined over all of our social media platforms, be it Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. This all goes out to even more social media platforms than that I can't even begin to all name. That buzz also creates like a source of scarcity. Like we can't see that house between now and then, and all the person, okay, when can we see it? When can we see it? No, you can't see it just yet.
And by doing that, when the home comes the first day on the market, there are tons of people waiting to see it.
So now that Amit and Will explained what it looks like on paper, now that we're in one of our actual projects, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that process went. So when I first came to see the house, the first thing I noticed was the outside was a mess. So one of the first things we did was get a landscaper and a landscape architect. So someone actually came to design what it was going to look like. The pool was a swamp, there were frogs in it, so we had to get that fixed. But then as we came into the house, we really had to decide what is the most important area to put money into. And one of the biggest parts of a home that a lot of people spend time in is obviously the kitchen. And the kitchen was a classic 90s kitchen. So when you walked into the kitchen, you really knew what era you were in. So this place, it smelled like 1926. And apart from having the girls cleaning the entire house, which took them, I think it was like 45 to 50 hours. It was really, really up there. We had the whole place painted, and that can kill a lot of smells, which was really good as well. One of the big pain points of this project initially was that the air conditioning was broken in the main house, actually in the pool house as well. So we had 3 different AC units all broken. And had to have all of them replaced, because when you go to see a home, you look at the home, you look at the plans, but it's also a feeling that you get, and it's very hard to surpass the idea that it's 90 degrees while you're in the house and trying to appreciate it. So in order to make people feel comfortable, we had to get that fixed, and that was really important, and now it's nice and comfortable in here.
One of the things that we do on almost all the homes we have for sale is to stage the home. And the reason we do that is typically the last real estate stat I saw was every $1 you spend, you're gonna get 4 times that amount back from staging. And it creates that vision for that buyer. So they're gonna see the home like they're used to seeing the home on HGTV when they're watching TV, and they get excited about the home. The way it works is the stager is gonna meet the team at a property. Then they're gonna do some measurements, they're gonna take some photos, they're gonna write some notes, and then within a day or two, they're gonna give us 3 different options, from the least expensive to the most expensive, and then we'll decide what works best for your home.
So we've just finished creating all the buzz around your house. We've brought in all the experts. We know exactly what we're gonna do, and we've already done it. Now it's time to really put all of the steps forward into getting the most amount of money for your home. We're gonna do drone footage, we're gonna do 3D video tours, we're gonna do everything top to bottom to really make the potential buyer feel like it's their home before they even come to see it in person. We're gonna most likely stage the house because when a buyer comes in, we want them to immediately feel like that's their couch that they're sitting in, like it's their office, like it's their bed that they'll be sleeping in. We're gonna show them before pictures and then show them the after pictures. And then of course, when they come in and see, they'll also be able to see the after. So they can see how much heart, effort, and money as well went into redesigning the house, doing the landscape, renovating, repainting, whatever it might have been to get that home ready to make it that buyer's new home and the next chapter in their life.
So as you can tell, the process is a bit more complicated to get your home sold for the most amount possible. And that's why you should bring in an expert like us and our team to help you get the most money you can. If you want to find out more, go to allinmiami.com.